Hi, gamers! It's been forever. It's been like 6 days. I'm like, it's been forever. I just had problems. So, okay, pause the music. Let's get into this. Because I'm going to give you guys a story time. Story time before we get into playing games, okay? I don't even have the game open. I didn't want to rack up the minutes on Steam. It's been 20 years, Codemeister. I need you to stop exaggerating. It's been 5 days. So, last time you saw me was like 6 days ago, right? Hold on, let me check. Let me check the exact date of which I last streamed. I think it was 5 days ago. 4 days ago, which was 5. Because technically, I mean, it was 4 days ago, like, because it was past 12. But for me, it feels like it was 5 days ago. I'm going to count it as 5 days ago. Okay? 5 days ago. I streamed here live on YouTube. As I do. Right? Next morning, I was like, okay, I'm probably not going to stream today. This was before, pause, rewind. 5 days ago, I streamed like a whole bunch. And then I said, okay, I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow. I'm probably going to rest. My throat kind of hurts. I'm still kind of recovering from whatever the heck happened to my throat. Because I don't know, right? That has nothing to do with this, by the way. The throat has nothing to do with this. I just wanted to recover my throat a little bit, right? So, I was going to take a break. I wake up. It's late in the afternoon at this point. Because I didn't fall asleep until like 4. So then I was awake at like 1 in the AM, right? I woke up at 1 in the PM, right? 1 in the PM. And I woke up and I had back pain. And I went, ooh, ouchie wawas. This kind of hurts. Maybe I've been laying down for too long, right? What I do, now, I know this isn't typical. I know I'm the weird one. When I have back pain, I hit my back and it gets rid of the pain. It's like a fast massage, okay? I just hit my back a few times and it usually gets rid of the pain. The pain didn't go away and I went, uh-oh. And then it got worse very quickly. I have had plenty of ailments in my life, okay? Plenty. I knew what this was immediately. I've had kidney stones more than once, and I've had them pretty bad. This was a kidney stone. So, I immediately got out of bed, I ran out of my room, into the living room, into the kitchen, got water. Immediately. First thing I did, okay? Mama Imai is sitting in the living room, and she's like, what happened? Are you okay? And I'm just going, kidney stone, and I'm like running, getting water. And I get like a bottle of water, because we have bottled waters. Sorry, single-use plastics. We recycle. Anyway, I have bottles of water. I get a bottle of water, and I like chug this bottle of water, right? Because I'm like, I know how kidney stones work. You have to drink lots of water. That's the only way it's going to pass. Like, the only way it's going to go through is by drinking a whole bunch of water, right? So, I drink, like, a whole bottle of water, and then I get a second one, and I bring it to my room. I'm in pain, right? So, I bring it to my room, and it's like, okay, when I feel like I can drink more water, I will drink more of this water, right? I take some crackers. Mama Imai has, little oyster crackers, saltine oyster crackers. They're really good, by the way. Like, good for a snack. Anyway, she has these little crackers, so I take, like, the bag, and I start... Actually, I'm lying. I had leftover pizza from Domino's, okay? So I take this leftover pizza, and I eat like, a good amount of this pizza as fast as I can, because I want to get food in my stomach, and I want to drink water so I can take Advil, okay? So I like scarf down this pizza. I get to like the end bit, the bones of the pizza, if you will, and I'm like, I cannot keep eating this. This feels so gross for some reason, so I throw the rest of the bones away. And then I drink the water, and then I take 3 liquid gel Advils, okay? I take 3 Advil. I'm chugging this water, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go lay down, and I'm gonna try to not die, basically. So I lay down, and I'm in excruciating pain. Now, let me tell you something. I have a very low pain tolerance, right? But I'm not good at recognizing how much pain I'm actually in. Okay? So let's say I've broken a leg. I would tell you it's about an 8 on the pain scale. I can never say anything's a 10. I feel like that's over exaggerating. Okay? If I have like a stomach ache and it hurts about maybe a 5, I'll tell you it's a 3. Right? I feel like I'm over exaggerating if I say any more than it is. So I guess what it is, and then I'm like, that's a little too much, so I'll hit it down a couple, right? So I have no clue how much pain I'm actually in. I'm just saying I'm in pain, okay? So I'm in excruciating pain. And I am like, this is TMI, guys. I'm in the bathroom. I'm like chugging water, trying to get myself to pee, because I'm hoping that I will pass this kidney stone fast. Didn't happen, right? So the way kidney stones work, if you don't drink enough water, you start building little deposits in your kidneys. Okay? Little tiny crystallized, like, sometimes it's calcium, whatever the heck, right? In your kidneys, okay? And it's from not drinking enough water. When you drink water, these things dissolve and they break off or whatever, or they never appear in the first place because you drank enough water, right? So that's what happens when you drink enough water. When you don't drink enough water, these things build up and build up and build up and build up until they break off, and then they fall, and then they have to go all the way from your kidney to your urinary tract, all the way until you pee it out, okay? It is the most pain most people will ever experience in their life. They say that kidney stone pain is the closest pain men will ever get to the pain of giving birth. Okay? This is a lot of pain. And depending on the size, it could cause a lot of problems. So, I've heard people that have had kidney stones that are way bigger than any kidney stones I've ever had, which is so much worse. I am experiencing, at this point in the story, one of the biggest kidney stones I have ever experienced. Does that mean it's big? No. But anything even bigger than like 0.5 millimeter is big for your little urinary tract to push through, okay? So this is a lot for your body. It's not meant to pee out physical, like, little rocks. It's meant to pee out water. So this is painful, okay? I am in excruciating pain, chugging water, trying to, like, get this water through my system. And, like, Mama Imai remembers that when I first had kidney stones, for the first time, and it was the most pain I had ever been through at that point in my life, in like high school. This was years ago, okay? She remembers that I was prescribed Tylenol with hydrocodone, okay? Advil and Tylenol are not made of the same thing. You can take them at the same time in intervals or at the same time if you want to, if you need to, right? So like when you're sick, at least when I'm sick, I don't take cold medicine. I take Advil and Tylenol in 4-hour intervals. So I'll take Advil. 4 hours later, I'll take Tylenol. 4 hours later, I'll take Advil again. 4 hours later, I'll take Tylenol. That's usually how it goes for me when I get sick. When I'm like sick with a fever, that's what I do, right? So you can take Tylenol and Advil at the same time because they're not made of the same things, and so you won't like overdose yourself, right? So I am in more pain. The pain is getting worse, right? So I go into Mama Imai's room and I take this pill. It's like the child safety lock, but it's different from any of the other child safety lock pills that I've ever had. So I'm like trying to opening it, and I can't open it, and I'm in so much pain, and I'm like shaking. And so Mama Imai takes it, she opens it, and she gives me a pill, and I take it. And then I go back to the bathroom, and I'm just trying to pass this kidney stone. I'm trying to get water through because I know that I have not been drinking enough water. In the days leading up to this, for a few weeks, I had not had any water. I know it's a problem. I understand it's a problem. I just kind of forget that water exists, and then I don't drink it. Okay? So, I am in immense pain. I start pacing through my bathroom. Luckily, my bathroom is pretty long, okay? For some odd reason, my bathroom is long. So I start pacing in my bathroom. I'm in so much pain. I have like videos playing on my phone on the floor. I'm pacing my bathroom, and then I'm like sitting down on the toilet, and I'm resting my arms over the, what is it called? The toilet paper holder that's on the wall. I'm resting my arms on the toilet paper holder, and then I'm resting my head in my arms. I am in so much pain, okay? Bathroom the long way is crazy. I'm in so much pain. It gets to the point where I stop pacing the bathroom. It's not long enough. I start pacing the hallway, okay? The hallway is even longer than the bathroom, okay? So I'm pacing the hallway, right? Mama Imai is in the living room. She's like so worried about me. She's like looking up things. She's also had kidney stones, mind you. Mama Imai started having kidney stones when she was 14, okay? I started having kidney stones when I was 15. We are not that different, okay? So Mama Imai and I are very similar, okay? So I'm pacing the hallway back and forth, tapping on the walls out of anxiety and pain, just trying. Because here's the thing. When you have kidney stones, it is best to, 1, drink water. 2, drink anything that is like water with lemon water. Like, lemon water is really good. The acidity in lemon water breaks down whatever the calcium or whatever the deposit is of this little tiny rock that is trying to move through. So anything with like citric acid that is also not just citric acid, it has to be also water, is really good. So like Mama Imai immediately, as soon as I walked into the living room and I said that I had kidney stones, she was like, I'm gonna order some cran raspberry juice because it is basically water with flavor. So Mama Imai immediately ordered cran raspberry juice for me to drink. Also, cran raspberry juice, guys, really yummy. It's like a treat. It's like a little treat. It's like having a little popsicle. You know the red, white, and blue rocket popsicles? That's kind of what that tastes like. So those are really good. I think that's a really good, it's like a little treat. And like, for some reason, it's so cold, even when it's in the fridge. And like, nothing else gets that cold. So it's like a little dessert. It's actually really yummy, guys. Anyway, so she ordered that immediately. So you drink water, and then also, the other thing that helps is walking. Walking helps a lot. The gravity of walking, staying upright and moving, helps the thing move. The problem is, the pain you are experiencing is it moving. So, technically, the pain is a good sign. But it hurts so much. It hurts so much, right? So, I'm thinking, okay, the only ever time I've been to the ER in my entire life was when I first had kidney stones in high school. And I felt like I might throw up. Like I was in so much pain that for a second, you know, when you're about to, this is so gross. You know, when you're about to throw up and you feel the water, like you feel yourself salivating a little bit. I had gotten that for half a second. So I thought I was going to throw up. I did not throw up the first time I ever went to the ER, the first time I had kidney stones. Did not throw up. Okay. But for a moment, I thought I was going to. I was in so much pain that I was sitting on the floor of the bathroom, just like ready to throw up. And Mama Imai walks up and she goes, "We're going to the ER. We have to go to the ER. Like, you are in pain." Because the entire time she was like, "We can go to the ER." And I was like, "I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the ER. I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to," right? And so by the point that I was in the bathroom, on the floor, at the toilet, ready to throw up, she was like, "We're going to the ER. We are not, you are not staying here any longer. We're going to the ER," right? So that's when I went to the ER for the first time ever in my life. Okay. Then, so we're back to real life 5 days ago. Okay. 4 days ago. I'm pacing the hallway, drinking water. Problem is, I'm not peeing. See, what happens is, when you don't drink enough water, you retain the water that you drink. Especially when you wake up in the morning and you drink water because you're dry, because you've been asleep and you haven't had anything to drink. You retain that water for a good amount, and then it starts going through and you pee, okay? So, I'm drinking water and I'm not peeing. And the more I drink water, the more I feel like I might throw up. So I stopped drinking water. I'm a bottle and a half in, and I'm slowly drinking this second bottle over time because I feel like the more I'm drinking, the less is going into my stomach and the more I will throw up, okay? So I'm telling Mama Imai this, and she's like, "You have to drink water." And I'm like, "Mama, I feel like I'm gonna throw up if I drink water." And she's like, "Haven't you been peeing?" And I'm like, "No." So she's like, "Oh, okay." So we're trying to figure this out because I'm not peeing. The only time I did pee was like the little bit that was left from the morning. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you gotta pee, there's like a teensy little bit that was left, and it was like a tiny bit of blood because this thing is moving through and it's probably carving up a little bit on the inside. You know what I mean? So I'm in pain. I can't drink any more water. I have had 3 Advil and 1 Tylenol with codeine, and I'm pacing, and I feel like I can't drink any more water. It has been hours at this point of pacing or sitting at the toilet with my arms on the toilet paper holder and my head on my arms. I am in so much pain. It's been hours, okay? And then I start pacing the bathroom again, and I was going a little too fast. And I was already I'd been having the cold sweats from pain for the last few hours every time it got really bad, and I'm going a little too fast walking back and forth in this little bathroom, and then I feel it and I'm like, okay. I sit down at the toilet, in front of the toilet. I'm like, okay because I know I'm gonna throw up. I feel it in my body, I feel it in my soul that I am about to throw up, okay? Here's the other thing. My brother and his wife are here. My mom, in the middle of this, at one point says, "Your brother's gonna take the grill. We have a grill. He was gonna take it to use it at his house." Fine, whatever. Normal day, I would have been like, okay, whatever. Because I am in so much pain. When I'm in pain, don't talk to me, okay? When I'm in pain, I don't want to hear a word out of your mouth. Don't expect me to say anything to you. Every time Mama Imai has talked to me, I've been like, "Leave me alone. I don't want to talk. I'm in so much pain," okay? So I'm sitting here pacing the hallway at first. My brother arrives. Big brother Imai arrives, okay? And so he's now in the backyard getting the grill. He finds kittens in the backyard. There's kittens in the backyard nobody knew of. They're like in a part of the backyard where the dogs don't go. And so there are kittens now, apparently, in our backyard. I'm pacing the hallway. He's not going inside. Like, my mom is outside talking to them, like, having a little chat session. And she's like, at one point, she said that she told him, hey, I might need you to take over here if anything goes wrong, right? Because she's thinking, I might have to take this girl to the ER, so I might need to have you let the dogs outside after it's been like 4 hours of us in the ER or something like that, right? So that's what my mom is thinking of. My brother's like, what? And he doesn't care. He just wants to get the grill and go home, right? It's and so I'm sitting here. I hear the dogs barking because they know my brother's in the backyard. I hear the grill moving, and I'm going, okay, okay. And then it happens. I threw up. Mom, I threw up. My mom walks into the hallway, and she hears me throwing up, and she just goes, oh. From the hallway. She just goes, oh. So then, this is in between bouts of throwing up, right? So then I go, yeah, I'm throwing up. And then she goes, okay. And then she leaves. So then I continue to throw up. And it gets to the point where I'm no longer throwing anything up. It's now just dry heaving. And then finally, I'm done throwing up. And my brother has left. And his wife is gone. And the grill is gone. And there are kittens in the backyard. And I walk into the living room. And I'm like, I feel so much better now. But then I was like, but I feel like I'm probably going to be in more pain again. So we should go to the ER just in case this is too big for me to pass. Because I'm really scared that it might be. So Mama Imai was like already halfway ready to go just in case. So she gets the rest of the way ready. I get ready. And then Mama Imai and I head to the ER, right? Problem with the ER is it's the ER. We're going to wait for hours, right? So I'm still in pain. Let it be known. The pain that I experienced before I threw up and in the lead up to throwing up was probably a 10. I'm going to guess that's what 10 level pain feels like, okay? Because there's no way for me to know how much pain I am really in until my body has a physical reaction to the pain, okay? So once I threw up, I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is probably the most pain I've ever been in my life. But I did not know that, okay? So that's how I knew that I probably needed to go to the ER. So we head to the ER, and there's a gazillion people there. And I have never been to the ER as an adult. The last time I was in the ER was when I was in high school with kidney stones. This is the first time I'm in the ER as an adult. Does that say a lot about how old I am? No. I haven't been to the ER very much. I've only been to it twice in my life, okay? But I have never been to the ER as an adult. So now it's, uh-oh, my mom cannot come with me. I mean, like, she could, but she shouldn't, right? When getting ready to go to the ER, I bring a stuffed animal with me because I know one thing about myself. I have a terrifying fear of needles and getting my blood drawn. So I take a stuffed animal because I'm like anxious and nervous and scared, okay? So we go to the ER. there's a gazillion people here. There's like two girls who are friends. I don't know what's going on. There's like a little family. There's another family of like elderly people. Mama Imai needs to sit down. She has problems with her knee. This is like a new thing that has happened. She's been going to the hospital about it. It's like a whole thing. Anyway, she's got problems with her knee. She needs to sit down. We have to go outside. There is no seating where there is 2 seats available for me and my mother, okay? So we have to sit outside. Luckily, they yell loud enough in the ER when they call your name to hear it from the outside. So I go up, I fill out the stuff, and then I go back, and Mommy Mai and I stand around for a bit, trying to wait to see if there will ever be 2 seats available at the same time. There isn't, okay? So then we go outside, and we wait outside. When I hear my name called, I go in, I get like the little voir dire, whatever the heck. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, but they like ask you whatever the heck, give your ID. Here's the problem. They need my social security. And if you remember from the last time that I streamed, I did bring up the fact that I don't have my social security number memorized. So, first, the lady says, I need your last 4 digits. And then I go, oh, I think I know them. And then she goes, actually, I need your whole social security. And I go, oh. And she says, we don't have it on file. And I go, oh. I don't know that one. So I have to, in the middle of answering these questions and like signing stuff, I'm texting Mama Imai and going, I need my social security. So she knows it, but she's outside and I'm inside and all the way down a hallway. Okay. So she has to send me my social security via text, and then I have to delete it afterwards. Because it's not just my social security, it's a screenshot of everyone's social security in my family. So I get my social security, I give it to the lady, whatever. And then I go back outside, and they allow you to get like text messages for like the idea of how long it might take for you to get called in for like blood pressure and asking questions and actually really getting to know what's going on, right? So, mind you, I also had to, at one point, go up and ask for those little barf bags because I was scared. I didn't throw up again, but I was so scared, okay? I didn't want to throw up again. So, I went back after they called my name again. Luckily, before they called my name again, there were a couple of seats. I had been going in and outside of like the ER waiting room just because I was waiting for 2 seats to open up, and eventually 2 seats did open up. So then I was able to go and sit inside with the AC with Mama Imai, and then also like go back and forth between the hospital, whatever. So I go in, and they take my blood pressure, and I was like, okay, I just want you to know I don't have high blood pressure. I'm just super anxious. I was shaking, okay? I was really anxious, and he was like, you gotta calm down, and I was like, I can't, I'm so scared, right? So I was just like, I'm scared, and I'm in pain, so it's gonna be high, okay? Because I have tons of anxiety, especially with, like, being in, like, hospitals or ERs or, like, usually when you go to urgent care, if you're me and you have anxiety and you go to urgent care, you get your blood pressure taken and they're like, you have a really high blood pressure. And I'm like, no, I'm just scared. I'm just really anxious, okay? So I have to give this guy the preface of, I'm just really anxious right now. And he was like, what, do you not like hospitals? And I'm just like in pain and I'm anxious. So he takes my blood pressure and it's like 144 over 90 something. And I'm like, that's probably high. I don't know what that means, but that's probably high, right? So, uh, so eventually I go back and they send me back because I'm thinking they're going to take blood pressure and do the blood draw at the same time. They don't. So I go back and then they call me again, right? And this time it's a doctor. And he's like, okay, so like, what are you here for? And I was like, I have kidney stones. I've had them before. I know what they feel like. This is a kidney stone. And he was like, in your back? And I was like, in my back. And he was like, and then he turns me around and starts knocking on my back. First on the right side, and there's nothing because it's on the left side. Then on the left side, and I'm like, ooh, because that hurts because you're sore from all the pain you've been through, right? So he knocks on the left side and he was like, does it hurt there? And I'm like, yeah, it's sore there. So like in between everything, by the way, I have been in bouts of pain. Nowhere near as bad as when I threw up, but the entire time, all day that day was just pain, less pain, pain, less pain, pain, less pain, right? I had never once been in a point where I felt no pain at all, okay? It was just all pain, all right? So he like knocks on the left side of my back and I'm like, yeah, that hurts. So he's like, okay. So then he sits me down and is asking me questions. Here's the thing. People don't understand how kidney stones work. In fact, literally after this, when I updated some of my friends, one of my friends said, I had pain in my abdomen and I thought it was kidney stones. And then I go, no, dude, it's in your back. You're probably fine. It's in the back. It hurts in the back, not in the abdomen. So basically, just so you guys know, if you ever have pain in your back and you're thinking, that's weird, and it's like right in that muscle where if you lay down for too long, it hurts and is like a little bit sore and it doesn't go away and then it gets worse, kidney stone, most likely, okay? Just letting you know. Just so you guys can be prepared. First off, just drink water. Second off, just so you can be prepared, that's what it feels like, okay? So, I'm getting asked these questions, and then he goes, I'm going to need a urine sample. I go, I haven't been able to pee. And he goes, huh? And I was like, yeah, I haven't peed since this morning. And the only time I did, it was just like a teensy bit, and there was like a little bit of blood, and that's about it. And he goes, okay, so I'm gonna need a urine sample. And I was like, okay, I understand. I just haven't been able to pee. And he's like, okay, well, you gotta try. Right? And then he was like, we'll take a blood sample. I need the urine sample. Then we'll do a CAT scan, and we'll do a bladder scan. Just to see, we've got to make sure you're not retaining all the water. We've got to make sure there's no, infection or anything. And then we can see how big it is and where it is, okay? So, I am anxious and scared, right? I get the little thingy for I go back, they're like, we need you again. What they've been doing, by the way, instead of giving you a room in the ER, what they have been doing, at least when I was there, was keeping everybody who doesn't need a room in the lobby and just calling you back every single time. So there were times where I would walk back to Mama Imai, sit down, and my name would be called. And then I'd have to go back. So, strange way of doing it. I understand, but I don't like it. Okay? So, I have to go back into the lobby, back out. Back into the lobby, back out. Back into the lobby, back out, right? So, I go back into the lobby. I try to give Mama Imai the explanation of what I was told. And immediately my name is called. So then I have to go back into the ER area. Okay? And then they're like, okay, we're going to do... I'm going to have you sit down in this chair. And I'm like, uh-oh. This is the moment I've been dreading. I have to get my blood drawn. And so this guy's getting prepped, and I'm like, hey, just to, make sure, is this, the part where you take my blood? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And he's like, are you good? And I was like, I'm just like really bad with like getting my blood drawn and like needles and stuff, so I'm really anxious. And he's like, you'll be fine. And I'm like squeezing part of this stuffed animal that I brought with me, because this was what the stuffed animal was for. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna need you to put your arm out, you know, the whole thing when you get your blood drawn. And he like gets me prepped, and he goes, yeah, you've got nice big beautiful veins. And I'm like, this is weird. And then I'm wearing just like a shirt that I had, okay? I did not have time to prep. I just put on a shirt, put on pants, right? Got ready to go, right? So I'm wearing this shirt, and it's a Fruits Basket shirt, and my stuffed animal is Cinema Roll, okay? So I look very anime coded, which I usually don't do. I don't usually do this. I just had to, okay? So, and so he's like, because what they try to do when somebody is anxious about getting their blood drawn or anything like that, they're like, first off, you need to like breathe normally. Don't stop breathing, and don't start hyperventilating. You need to breathe, okay? And then also then they try to get your mind off of it and try to get you to focus on something else, because generally you actually don't notice the pain of a needle if you're not scared of it, okay? The reason the pain of a needle is worse, especially when you're scared of it, is because you are tensed and because you are anxious, okay? So pain is worse when you're scared and tensed up, okay? So he's trying to take my mind off of it. He's like, I noticed you got all this anime stuff. I'm like, oh no. And then he starts talking about this, and he goes, my son really likes anime. And he goes to like these conventions out in like LA. And I'm like, And then he goes, he spends like so much money, and I don't get it. This man doesn't know that I'm an anime girl on the internet. He's like, I don't get it. I don't understand spending like hundreds of dollars to go to LA for these conventions. And I'm like, ooh, he wouldn't get it. He doesn't understand. I spent hundreds of dollars to be an anime girl on the internet. Okay. Like, I'm sitting here trying to not be focused on the pain that is going to happen in my arm. And he's like, I don't understand what these kids do. And I feel the prick in my arm, and I'm like, I'm like trying not to cry. Mind you, the last time I got my blood drawn was the last time I was in the ER. I had Mama Imai with me. Problem is, when my mother is around, I am worse. I am like much more anxious. And for some reason, I don't know why. But like when I last got my blood drawn, I was shaking, crying, like squeezing my mom's hand for dear life, like sobbing, getting my blood drawn, okay? This time, I'm like trying not to cry, squeezing a little toy Cinema Roll's ear, okay? like I'm so anxious. And this dude is like, I don't understand it. And I'm like, man, I can't talk about this right now. You're about to take my blood. This is crazy, right? So then finally, he's like, that's the worst it's gonna get, and then soon it's out, and then he puts the little cotton swab over and then tapes it, because Band-Aids don't exist in the ER, apparently. So he takes the cotton swab, puts it over, tapes it, and then he's like, you're good to go. So then I leave, and I finally go back to Mama Imai, and I explained to her what I was trying to explain before I got my blood drawn, which was that I was going to get a CAT scan, a bladder scan, and then I needed a urine sample. I have the little cup for the urine sample, and I'm thinking, I can't do it. Finally, I go to the bathroom, and thank the Lord that I actually was able to give a urine sample, because they really need that. They need that so bad, okay? So I was able to get a urine sample. Everything was good. I put the urine sample in a little, they have like a little tray. It's like a little tray that like when you're like back in school, the extra pencils went in a little tray. That's the kind of little tray that I put my urine sample in, okay? So I put the urine sample in there, and then while I'm doing this, by the way, I'm trying to pee, trying to get a urine sample. While this is happening, they call my name again, and I'm like, I'm in the bathroom, right? So I hear my name being called while I'm sitting in the bathroom. My mom starts messaging me. I'm like, I'm trying to pee, and so. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like I'm losing my mind. Eventually, I get out. Everything's fine. They take me in to give me a bladder scan. I've never gotten a bladder scan before, okay? What you have to do is you have to pull down your pants and then they put like lube over where your bladder would be and then they use a little thingy to scan it. Kind of like like what you envision it would be like to get a ultrasound kind of thing. That's probably what it is, okay? but I'm sitting here, this is a man doing this, and I'm like, it's a part of his job, it's a part of his job, it's a part of his job, it's just for his job, it's just for his job. like I'm like, it's just his job, it's fine, it's just his job. So that's what happened. Then I go back out, and then I have to sit and wait for a CAT scan. Okay, so I'm waiting, and I'm sitting and I'm waiting, and Mama Imai and I are like sitting and waiting, and Mama Imai has gotten to the point where she just wants to leave, and Mama Imai has had many a kidney stone and many an ER visit, okay? So while this is all happening, Mama Imai's like, man, how did my mom do it? she's like sitting here like, how did my mom sit through hours at the ER every time I had a problem? Like, how did she do it? Because my mom just wants to go home. And I'm like, I don't know, Mama. I'm in pain. And then it gets to the point where the pain is worse, and she starts talking to her and I go, don't talk to me. Don't, Mom, don't. so, so then eventually I get called in for a CAT scan, okay? So I get called in, we go in for the CAT scan, and they're doing this incredibly fast, by the way. They're like getting through this really quick. And I'm not used to it. Last time I got a CAT scan, it was pretty chill. It, like, they made me put on a gown, and I had to take off, like, my clothing, because my clothing had buttons, whatever, right? So, and it was pretty chill. This time, they're like, you're gonna need to pull your pants down to your knees. We're gonna put a blanket over you. You pull your pants down to your knees, and then they're like, does your bra have wires? And, like, of course, right? So then they're like, you're gonna have to pull it up over your chest. They're not letting me take anything off. So this is like, I don't know why they're going so fast, but now I can't be comfortable in any way, shape, or form. They've just put a blanket over me and I've got to pull everything over in like weird ways, right? So not only do I have to hold my breath for like 9 seconds max, but also I am in pain, and I am also incredibly uncomfortable because my bra is up to my chest and it's squishing stuff. Guys won't get it. Girls will. This is weird, okay? Usually they have you put on a gown and you just kind of take stuff off and it's fine. And then you're kind of comfortable laying there. It's like strange what they're doing here, okay? But it's fine. We do the CAT scan, whatever. Then I get told, okay, the results will take about 45 to an hour. I've been here for 3 hours, okay? So I'm over it. I walk back to my mom, and I'm like, Mama, they said 45 to an hour. And she goes, 45 to an hour? And I'm like, uh-huh. So then, for 45 minutes to an hour, I'm talking to Mama Imai, and then I'm in pain. And then I'm talking to Mama Imai. And at one point, there's this, like, dad. There are two dads with their girls, right? With their little girls. One little girl is, like, super young, toddler, like, learning how to walk little girl, right? So every once in a while, you'll be sitting there, and this little girl will walk by, like, doop 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 doop, walking by with her dad behind her. And she's taking little steps and walking around, and she's like smiling at everybody. And she's so cute. Okay, she's so adorable. But every time she makes a turn, she starts veering to the left. So when she makes a turn and starts veering to the left, she starts veering towards the nearest person. Like, she's gonna start walking to them. So then her dad has to pick her up and move her over. And so then she's walking back. Then this other girl with her dad, they're sitting down, right? They're sitting like across from me and Mama Imai, right? And she's exhausted. And you can tell that she's the one who's been in pain here. Like, she's exhausted and she's so tired. And, like, every once in a while, a nurse will come up to her and, like, ask her some questions. And the nurse will be like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling okay? And the little girl's like, and I'm like, oh no, this poor thing, right? So she's, like, in pain and sad and tired. And she probably just wants to go to sleep. And then while I went to go get my CAT scan and I come back, Mama Imai's like, yeah, so while you were gone, that little girl threw up like a whole bunch into like one of the little bags, right? And I thought I was going to throw up. I was like, I don't think it's worth it. So while I was getting my CAT scan, Mama Imai was struggling, okay? Because Mama Imai does not do throw up, okay? She does not deal with it. She loves you so much, but as soon as you start throwing up, she's throwing like a hair tie at you if you need to pull back your hair, and she's going, good luck! She's not there, because she will throw up, okay? She's not good with puke, neither am I, so I get it, right? It's so funny. Right, so I come back, and at this point, the girl is just passed out in the chair, sleeping with her dad, and it's so cute. She looks so cute. I feel so bad. She's in, like, a little snuggly, like, oversized jacket thingy, and it's like Sherpa, and so like it's probably really nice on her skin, but if it was on my skin I'd want to die. And so she's like all snuggled up to her dad, and she's asleep, and her dad's just like looking at his phone, and he's like worried for his kid. And it's just but it's such a cute little scene, the little girl and her dad. Oh my gosh, I love kids. Anyway, so eventually, I'm exhausted. I've been in so much pain, and I just want a nap, right? So I'm so tired. Mama Imai realizes that I am exhausted. So she like puts her arm up, and her chair is for some reason not the same chair as mine. So she's like lower than me. So I have to like lean down like a whole bunch to like rest on my mom, right? But she puts her arm around me, and I like kind of like curl up in a little ball. And it's like the closest I've ever gotten to like being a child again in so many years. I was so exhausted that I just kind of curled up, and I kind of like almost fell asleep. I have a hard time falling asleep when it's not in my own house, in my own bed. So like I was asleep for maybe a second at most. Mama Imai was like, you maybe fell asleep a little bit, but like, and you like shook a little. You like did those little like twitches that people do when they're asleep. But like it wasn't for long, because I was in and out of it for an extended period of time. And I could hear, while I was like curled up with Mama Imai, I could hear the little girl and her dad walking back and forth in the lobby. It's so cute. But I rested for a little bit, and then I hear my name called again. I go in, and finally they have my results. Turns out I have a tiny little 3 millimeter in size, tiny, itty bitty tiny little kidney stone. You're telling me that something that's smaller than my pinky made me throw up? Yes. Yes, it did. So, I have a teeny itty bitty tiny little kidney stone, and I need to drink water, and the doctor is like, I'm gonna give you 2 medications. One is is called Flomax. It opens up the urinary tract so that it's a little bit more open, so that things pass through a little bit better. And the other one is just in case sometimes kidney stones cause infection. So there's what is it called? Why am I blanking? What is it called? Anything. It's the thing to help infection, to help stop infection. It's that thing. So whatever that pill is, I got one of those. But so, he was like, it's 9 p.m. by the way. 9 in the poom, okay? So, I'm exhausted. This started at 11 o'clock that morning, okay? So, for 10 hours, I had been in pain for 10 hours, okay? So, it's 9 p.m. He's like, nothing's gonna be open, so I'm gonna give you some here, and then tomorrow you can pick it up and then take whatever you need, and then you'll be good. And then he's like, also, I would want you to like go to like a urinary doctor specialist, whatever the heck, and talk about that. Whatever. Haven't done that. Don't know if I'm going to. I'm going to be honest, but I probably will. But I'm not sure. I have to talk to Mama Imai about that because I don't know how to do that. Anyway, but so he tells me about these pills. Then I go back and I tell Mama Imai about it. And then they call me back because they don't give you a room. They just make you go back to the lobby. So I go back to the lobby, I tell Mama Imai what I've just been told, and then I go back in, and they give me the 2 pills. And then they're like, we're gonna need you to wait, like, 30 minutes, just to see if you have any, like, adverse reactions. Because I don't have any allergies, other than, like, a specific pollen allergy. But I'm not sure. So I can never say that I'm sure I don't have I'm not allergic to a medicine. I can just say, probably not. So, in this time, when I got my diagnosis and before I got the pills, Mama Imai and I were like, yes, we're going home. I get the pills, I take the pills, I go back to Mama Imai, and I'm like, we're gonna have to wait like 30 minutes. Just in case anything happens. And Mama Imai goes, what? So Mama Imai was really excited to go home, and then she got told she had to wait 30 more minutes. So we waited 30 minutes. I had to sign a whole bunch of stuff because hospital, whatever. Then I get all of my stuff, my papers and my prescription. They check me to make sure. Then they take my blood pressure. I was in pain still, by the way. So my blood pressure was still high. The guy goes, do you take blood pressure medication? And I'm like, no. And he goes, you might want to talk to your doctor about that. And I'm like, I don't want to. Because the blood pressure was high because I was in pain, okay? Not because I have high blood pressure. Here's the problem. Mama Imai does have high blood pressure, so we never know if that's just, like, something I'm gonna have to live with eventually. So we're just, like, scared that I'm gonna have to live with that, and I don't want to. So, anyway, got my stuff, and then finally, I was able to go home. And I fell asleep in the position of, like, I was laying on my stomach. And And it was just like, I was laying on my stomach this way because I was in pain. And then as soon as the pain went away, I went to bed and I was asleep and I was out. Then the next morning I woke up and there was like a little bit of pain. Took another Tylenol with codeine and I was fine. Next day, which was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I woke up. Wait, was it yesterday? Or was it 2 days ago? I think I have. Okay. 2 days ago. That was me counting, by the way. 2 days ago. Excruciating pain. Once again, sitting on the floor, thinking I'm gonna throw up. Like, excruciating pain. Pacing the hallway. Like, drinking water. Luckily, did not feel like I was gonna throw up when I was drinking water this time. But, like, drinking water, taking pills, taking Flomax, like, like, doing everything I can. Pacing the hallway, drinking more water, pacing the hallway, sitting on the floor of the bathroom and like rubbing my legs and like trying not to throw up. And the whole time I'm like, please don't let me throw up. Please don't let me throw up. I don't want to throw up again. Please don't let me throw up. Like the entire time. Okay. I did not throw up. Huge W. And then by like 5, the pain was gone. And then I was fine. And when the pain went away, by the way, I was like on the verge of tears, just so happy that the pain was almost gone. That the pain was gone. Like, I almost cried. I was like tearing up. Like, I was just so happy that the pain was gone. Then yesterday comes in. And yesterday I'm in pain. And I'm like, what's the point of living? What's the point of living anymore? I'm like clawing at the confines of my cage. I just want to stream. I just want to play video games. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to be in pain. But yesterday was not as bad as the day before, and the day before was not as bad as the first day. So we're doing good. Then today, I've had minimal pain. Gamers! That is my story. Thank you for coming. It took me an hour to tell you the story of me going to the hospital and having kidney stones. Yeah! By the way, drink water, guys. Please drink water. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. If you learned anything from this, drink water.